you know, it is the intent which is critical. This government has an intent to catch up with anybody who's violated the law of land. People have been taking the law for granted and thought that their stature and their status would provide them with impunity. A chilling message will go down the spines of all these people who have looted public wealth, that they cannot escape from the long hands of law. And I think that's what is the critical element in this. I am disappointed that Mr. Malia has got a bail.
Okay.
But nevertheless, there is another accomplishment I see in that. Mr. Malia now cannot escape from UK to take refuge in any other country which may not have a very strict extradition provision. So to that extent, Mr. Malia is now under serious pressure vis-a-vis the criminality he has perpetrated in India. One more thing which is critical is, though the English law has been extremely difficult. I still remember the Nadeem Shravan fame case, Nadeem, where he was, extradition was declined in spite of the fact that he was charged with murder. And in that, the grounds were political persecution to community and all that, all kind of frivolous grounds were taken and which were entertained also.
All right, so Mr. Mittal, Muhammad Khan from the Congress wants to come in.
Laundering.
No, he wants to interject.
Hi, Mr. Mittal. Hi, I've been listening very patiently to you, Sudhanshu, sir. I've been listening very patiently to you, and while I admire the zeal and gusto with which you're defending the government's position, I think, given your history with Mr. Vijay Mallya, this is not something that gives confidence to us Indians. And let me tell you why. In 2010, you support Mr. Vijay Mallya for his candidature to the Rajya Sabha. In 2015, you withdraw his LOC, the lookout circular from the airport, so he's allowed to travel abroad, escape in the first place. In 2016, Mr. Mittal, you waive off 1,200 crores worth of loans as bad debts. So forgive me, Mr. Mittal, if I feel that your words right now are empty. And let me ask you something. The esteemed counsel who spoke before me rightly pointed out that the government of India could not put together a strong enough case to oppose the bail of Vijay Mallya. He got bail within 1 hour. I would truly have lauded you, sir, if your counsels had made out a stronger case there. Prima facie, you've made out a weak case. What is going on, sir? Frankly, I don't repose a great degree of confidence in this government, as I explained, because of your history with Mr. Vijay Mallya, and I don't think you're pursuing this with the greatest of sincerity.
But Mr. Khan, so that Mr. Mittal can turn around and, if we're talking about history with Mr. Mallya, Congress has a fair bit of history with Mr. Mallya as well. Mr. Mittal, yes, your turn.
You see, unfortunate part of the story is, Mr. Khan, the history of fraudulence of Mr. Mallya is with you, in active connivance with your government and your ministers, your finance minister, who had pressurized then the SBI as well as IDBI to grant him the loan in spite of... Allow me to finish.
In fact,
I did not intervene. I am not here in a fish market.
Yes, Mr. Mittal, finish. Yes, don't interrupt. Come on, yes.
Something is actually wrong. I will intervene.
Mr. Mittal, finish. You'll get your turn. Finish.
This is Mr. Khan, if this is how you're going to conduct yourself, you'd rather speak, let me not speak. Because I do not get into fish market fights. You've just talked about, please, I am talking facts and I don't need a certification of facts from you. I am very confident about my facts. So please don't intervene in between. You just talked about writing off to a 1,200 crore loan. I mean, what kind of falsehood are we wanting to perpetrate? Which government has told Mr. Mallya that the 1,200 crores which you have taken and which money is due from you is no more due from you? What strange things do we talk about?
This is not a statement of my opinion, sir. This is a statement of fact. The government came forward and said they're waiving off loans of 1,200 crores as bad debts.
Miss, can you check the gentleman? I don't think gentleman has the manners to enter into a debate.
I will intervene if you say something that is based on your opinion and not founded in fact.
I don't intervene in between. I have a right to speak. I have a right to, and if I don't have a right to speak, then I'll rather keep quiet. I'm not getting into a fish market fight with him.
Continue, Mr. Mittal. Yes, quickly make your point.
Here is a government which is pursuing. Here is a government which is pursuing with all vigor against people who have defrauded this country. And here is the spokesman of a party which is known for its own corruption, which is known to have given all this money not only to Mr. Mallya, but all the defaulters it is that party today
Okay.
talking
My
forward.
All right,
That's a
no,
personal
wait,
attack.
wait,
Come
wait,
on.
wait. All right,
Preeti, I will have to
yes,
respond to
quickly,
this.
quickly, Mr.
Okay,
Khan.
Sudhanshu sir,
Please do
now I
accuse
must
us.
respond.
But-
बड़े सबर से मैं
but
सुन
I
रहा हूँ
don't
आपकी
care.
बात. Sir,
I
आप
don't
जब हम पे
care.
आरोप लगाते हो, हमने शुरुआत से कहा 3 साल से कह रहे हैं sir. You find an iota of evidence against us, you prosecute us, sir. That's the difference between us and you. The fact that you've not taken any steps against us
Okay.
speaks very poorly of you, sir. Please put your money where your mouth is. Don't go into the realm of opinion. The facts condemn you, sir. The facts hold you liable.
All right.
अब आप छोटे मोदी साहब, ललित मोदी के खिलाफ कुछ कीजिए ना सर, अगर आप लोग इतने sincere हैं against
All
corporate
right,
crime.
okay. You know, Mr. Mittal, I'm going to come back to you. We're going to cut across to Lavina, my colleague. You know, Lavina, the question right now, of course, is
सर, छोटे
yes.
मोदी को आपने
Mr.
बताया था,
Mittal, I'm coming
और
back to
आपने
you.
छोटे मोदी का करा था, आपने क्यों नहीं करा? हमसे पूछने वाला आपके लोग का स्टैंड नहीं क्या है?
Mr. Mittal, I'm coming right back to you. Let me, sir. Yes, come in, sir. Mr. Mittal, come in.
I would really appreciate, I would have really appreciated if Mr. Khan could have given us the details of the LOC being withdrawn by the government. I mean, he is accustomed to speaking lies, which I can't help, because he just now said the Indian government in today's case did not present a case before the British court. Does he realize Indian government is not even before the British court? He was arrested by Scotland Yard.
Don't make these
and
personal
Indian
attacks,
government
Mr.
had
Saab. They don't behove
no
a gentleman of your
counsel there
standing, sir.
to present.
Let him
Our
finish. Let him
personal
finish.
attack.
Mr. Khan, let him finish. Make your point.
Your problem is, I don't know, you should be a decent man. Miss Preeti, do you want me to speak?
Finish,
If you
sir,
want me,
finish.
please tell
Mr.
the
Mittal,
gentleman to
finish.
keep
Mr. Khan, give him that. Yes,
He
finish,
is
finish.
personal
Make your
attacks,
point.
that's all I'm
Mr.
saying.
Khan,
He
make
has no
your,
business to
let,
do
him,
anything.
let Mr. Mittal make his point.
So the criticality is now because the Congress's conduct, in comparison to what this government has done, is so much out in the open. They have now to resort to only lies, but it doesn't matter to us. We are determined as to what we have to do. We have pursued the case with vigor, and we have shown results.
Sir,
the
this is
first
bigger
of
than
the
I worry
step.
how you pursue
Let
something
me
with
show you.
lethargy. 3 years is what it took you.
Mr. Malia, look at what kind of indecency do you have here? You have no manners. I thought we were having a civilized debate.
Finish,
You spoke,
Mr.
I never
Mittal.
intervened. So
Finish,
please keep
finish.
quiet.
Mr. Mittal, let's not get into these.
That shows your
Mr. Mittal,
frustration.
please
That shows
arrive
your
at the point.
incompetence.
Make your point, sir. Make your point.
Please arrive at the
again,
point,
Mr.
Mr.
Khan, let him make his
I
point.
am
Yes.
saying that this government, the charges of all the charges which Mr. Khan will like to make, I don't care, and this is not what we are addressing to. We are addressing to a monumental step which
Yes.
has been taken. That a fugitive who thought he could be secured and safe in England has been arrested. And the due process of law has now been unleashed on him.
It was
There
barely
is
a
no
slap
way
on
he
the
can
wrist.
escape. Sooner or later, he is to be fired. And if Congress wants to take laurels for this, let them take it. I have no issues. We are a duty-bound government. We work for the nation. We work for the country, and not for cheap publicity with the Congress. seeks
Mr.
to,
Mittal,
All right.
I've been
Yes,
listening to your
let's bring in.
platitudes,
Let's bring in.
Critically,
Mr.
again, I am saying,
Yes.
as a
Mr. Mittal,
nation,
I'm
we
sure
must
you'd
all
love
be
to pat
together.
yourself on the back.
As a nation,
I'm
we
sure
should
you'd
be
love to give
together
yourself credit
in
right now,
fighting
because
the
this is
menace
actually the best
of
that
this
you've
kind
done.
of
This is the
fraudulence
straw
which
that you're going to
the
clutch
Let him finish,
nation has
yes.
After
witnessed.
3 years,
It has
I
been
feel embarrassed for your government,
fraudulence
Mittal Saab.
perpetrated
Your
by the
personal attacks on
previous
me or the
government of
Congress
the
aside,
Congress.
Mittal Saab.
They
All
have
right, let's bring in
given
KTS
to
Tulsi.
everybody
Let's bring in Mr. Tulsi. Mr. Tulsi, the question I'd like to ask you here is, how do you read the developments there? Do you think this was a token arrest, or do you reckon that clearly India did show diplomatic muscle when it came down to the arrest of Mr. Malia?
It's not possible to say anything unless we read the order.
Right.
I don't know what were the grounds, what are the findings, what are the reasons given. Otherwise, so far as Article 12 is concerned, normally it's only after the expiry of 60 days when no request has been received that the bail is granted. But I would like to say that Mr. Mittal is not addressing a monumental slip of the present government, and that is no inquiry seems to have been made into the circumstances under which the lookout circular was withdrawn. Who ordered its withdrawal? What action has been taken against him? If no action has been taken, that means that the government is too embarrassed to take action. This is not, it is as if the government has facilitated his exit from the country, and now all the steps are being made only to convince the people that we mean business. This may happen, may not happen, because extradition is very rare for UK, And the government of India
there's only
earlier
been
also
one case.
knew that
Even if we go back to the history, yes, there's been one case that has happened.
And that is why lookout circular.
All right, Mr. Mittal, do you want to respond to that?
Just in one case, and we have made
please ask him.
Very many requests.
Please ask him about the details. Mr. Tulsi, please give me the details of the lookout notice. Which is the agency which had asked for a lookout notice? What date was it issued on and when it was withdrawn? When you make an allegation, you are a member of parliament. I can understand Mr. Khan making these kind of allegations. But you are a member of parliament. You are a very seasoned man. You are a very respected lawyer. Kindly tell me the details. If you want us to respond to an allegation,
so are you saying that lookout circular was not there?
Because I am not aware of any lookout notice which was withdrawn. You tell me, sir, you are making an allegation. I am not saying anything. I am saying you give me the details of the notice which you claim was withdrawn.
I would love to give you the details of the notice which you because in March 2015.
And what is the inquiry which has been conducted?
Mittal Saab, may I...
Sir, ask Mr. I am addressing myself to Mr. Tulsi.
This is in public domain.
I'm asking Mr. Tulsi,
If I may jog your memory back just a little over a year and a half ago.
I'll send it
March
to you. The whole
2015,
world
it was
knows.
the subject of front page news across the country.
Sir, you give me the detail and
The fact that Mr. Malia gave you the slip was a matter of enormous embarrassment
in
for the
midst of
government.
all of
I'm sure
this,
you'd have to
you
forget
give me the
it.
details.
But still,
No, you give me the detail.
I'm giving you the details, Mr. Saab.
Can you imagine both the gentlemen are talking the same language without having any iota of knowledge about the detail?
With enormous
Ask your government for the details.
Lookout circular, it was withdrawn. It was a subject matter of national news.
Your
Mr.
government.
Malia gave you the slip, and yet you have taken no action against the person who withdrew the circular.
Give me the detail of the allegation.
At best, you were negligent. At worst, you were complicit.
Look at these two gentlemen lying with impunity on television.
Mittal Saab, either you are complicit or you were negligent.
In midst of all of this, in midst of all of this, there was...
But a very respected man.
All right, in midst of all of this, there was also an important announcement which many seem to have missed. Theresa May also said that snap polls...
Without knowledge...
Snap polls would be conducted.
What a shame.
All right, yes,
Mr.
Mittal will
do it, not you.
All right, so in midst of all of this, what I was saying, Mr. Mittal, was that, you know, with the arrest, with the bail, there was an important announcement which was also made, which was made by Ms. Theresa May, and she said that snap polls on the back of Brexit are going to be taking place. So, Lavina, that's the point I want to come to you on as well. Now, what happens once an entirely new government comes into place comes June? Three of lawyers?
I think the country takes credit. I think it's the country which takes credit. The country is now determined to deal with the economic fraudsters, people who have taken the money of this country for granted and have looted this country.
I would be careful while
These
saying
are the
that,
people
Mr.
who are now
I'll be very
afraid.
careful saying that.
So it's a great
Considering
victory for the country.
Financial fraudsters have gotten away on
Can
your
you
watch.
please keep quiet? You are such an ill-mannered individual.
Mittal
You are
Saab,
such
I
an
have to
ill-mannered
intervene.
individual.
I have
It
to
amazes
intervene.
me.
I'm compelled
What
to
kind of
intervene.
individual
You know that
We are
I'm
running short of time. Mr. Mittal,
I am
quickly.
talking, you will let, no, that's not the way. Sorry, we are not into a fish market. See, the country has done greatly. My kudos to the finance minister and his team. They have pursued the matter with such vigor and with such sincerity that it has shown their results. And let me, more importantly, as I said, it is a message to everybody, not just Mr. Vijay Mallya. You have a list of defaulters who have intentionally looted the country of its wealth.
All right,
all these
Mr. Mittal.
defaulters are now worried. And that is what is critical.
All right, gentlemen,
the
thank you.
system will be corrected.
All right, gentlemen, thank you for joining us. I thank D.R. Karthikeyan, former director CBI, KTS Tulsi, senior advocate Supreme Court, Mr. Mittal from the BJP, Mr. Khan from the Congress. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us. And thank you, Lavina Tandon, fronting all the developments coming in from London on this big story. With that...